For a lot of us out there, we've had the desire since we were kids to go to Walt Disney World, but for the longest time that always seemed like such a pipe dream.
Cause it costs monies.
But just because you can't physically go there doesn't mean there are ways you can at least, I don't know, get a feel for it. And if you were alive during the era of VHS, then boy do I have good news for you. So let's get into it. Hello friends and welcome back to the Brockopp side, and I am super pumped because in less than a week from now I'll be taking my first ever trip to Walt Disney World. I've been to Disneyland many times, but you know, World. Growing up, however, going to Disney World just didn't really seem like a possibility. It's a little something I like to call growing up poor. But as a kid, there was something that would show up in the mail every once in a while to at least give me an idea of what it would be like. That, of course, would be Walt Disney World vacation planning videos. Your parents could send away for these at no charge and acted as a guided tour of Disney World and all the leisurely activities one can partake in. All covered in about 30 to 40 minutes. Travel videos have been around since the invention of cameras, but where those showed exotic places like Egypt, Japan, or Winnipeg, Canada, these tapes showed a destination that an American household could actually visit within reason. These videos were updated annually, so you knew what was up if you happened to go there in 1994 instead of 1993. It's an important distinction, alright? Other times they were made for special events like the 100 Years of Magic, celebrating Walt Disney's 100th birthday. This one I have the best memory of watching, but whoever designed this tape to come out at the top, I need you to stop doing drugs, please. These tapes always open with a lovely sentimental montage, which just sets the tone for the whole video.
Once upon a time, you were a kid.
No way, I totally was!
Now you have kids of your own.
Okay, you are now way off the mark, my guy. Disney World vacation planning tapes usually have some kind of host taking you throughout the 4 parks, highlighting a few major attractions, and interviews of families with B-roll of happy children mixed in. Seeing all these kids no older than myself at the time meeting characters and laughing on rides really got me hyped at the idea of being in their shoes one day. All I wanted to do was go on Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin because of this guy's endorsement. Someday my man tits will be as impressive as yours. Which brings up a good point because a decent chunk of the attractions they show on this video were not exclusive to Disney World, and as a kid I went to Disneyland a couple of times, so I got to experience a couple of these for myself. Like Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, known as Astro Blaster's there, one of my all-time favorite rides, Muppet Vision 3D, and Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. And even though I knew exactly what to expect because of these tapes, this attraction still scared the crap out of me as a kid. And I would do anything just to experience it one more time. Of course, most of what's shown on the tapes you can only find within the confines of Orlando. They showed me a couple Disney World landmarks that I always made a mental note of seeing one day, like the giant Mickey Fantasia hat, which was a staple of every one of these tapes in the early 2000s. It was then when I started booking things for my Disney World trip in the year 2022 that I discovered it was torn down in 2015. A son of a bitch! However, one landmark still standing is Spaceship Earth, that you certainly can't find in California. I always told myself that I had to see this futuristic, spiky golf testicle with my own eyes. And I will in just a few days. Nowadays, it just cracks me up watching them explain the concept of Fast Pass, as it was a new thing when I started getting these tapes, just because of how commonplace it is today with every major theme park. And I thought people were stupid nowadays. As if 4 theme parks weren't enough, you also found out about the water parks, nightclubs, and golf courses available on Disney property. This part of the tapes made me realize, whoa, Disney World is a whole ass experience. Then towards the end of the tapes, they're always like, alright, let's cut the shit and start planning this thing. This is where the prospective Disney visitor
that's you,
would turn to the booklets that came with the videotape. These include some mildly outdated ticket prices, as well as a calendar of events going on that year, so you can plan your trip accordingly. Of course, as a kid, this stuff meant absolutely nothing because these tapes were basically just Disney World Simulator 3000. Eventually, the Disney World videos were upgraded to DVD, which is where my favorite of these vacation planners came from. This one from 2005 was made to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, but they were like, fuck it, let's add Disney World in there as well. This one was different because it had 4 hosts taking you throughout the parks, showing you things based on their skill sets, and it is just so charming to watch. I wonder where these guys are today. After a few years, the physical vacation planners stopped and it's all online now, which I understand, but honestly, nowadays, there are so many great YouTubers making their own videos going around the parks, it truly fills the void of getting these tapes in the mail. Now, while these tapes don't exactly give an accurate representation of what Disney World is like nowadays, they still hold a real sentimental place in my heart because they gave me a goal of somewhere I just had to go one day. And in just a few days, I'll finally be able to scratch Disney World off my bucket list, and it is going to be the vacation of a lifetime. But if Spaceship Earth somehow magically disappears before I get to see it, somebody is going to die. So if you want to see some more videos from me, you can check out this playlist right over here, or if you want to see what YouTube recommends you watch me next, you can check out that video right down there, and of course subscribe if you live talking by movies, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.